Chelsea. This is my channel, The Fancy Hat Lady Reads. I'm wearing one of my fancy booktube hats, and today I am bringing you mostly my TBR for the Unicorn Readathon. Now, the Unicorn Readathon is a readathon that starts tomorrow on February 4th. It runs through the 10th. It's created and hosted by Roya from Unicorn Hunter Books, and this round I am one of the co-hosts, as well as Vanessa from the channel Paper Fairy, so I will link their channels below. I also have my own announcement video for this readathon, which I will also link for you. The purpose of the Unicorn Readathon is to read books that have magical creatures on the cover, in the title, or in the book. It's pretty open-ended. There are no specific challenges, no number of books you have to read, so it's an easy readathon to join in on, and I would highly encourage you to do so. If you're planning on participating, do leave me a comment and let me know. I'd love to hear about what you're planning on reading. So I have 4 books picked out for myself to read. Only one of them, though, is a full-length novel because I kind of know myself and I don't want to bite off way too much more than I know I can chew. So the full-length novel that I'm absolutely planning on reading is The Tropic of Serpents by Marie Brennan, because of course dragons, serpents. And this is the second book in the Lady Trent series, the first of which is A Natural History of Dragons. I read the first book back in 2016, and the sequels have been lined up in my, regular TBR to be read in a timely manner following that, except as I've mentioned before, the problem with my reading in 2017 was that I kept bumping things to the top of that list and my regular main TBR didn't move. So I never got around to the second book and continuing on with the series in 2017, so I'm putting a huge priority on doing that now. The next thing I want to read is a short story collection, and that is Jackalope Wives and Other Stories by T. Kingfisher, who is a pen name for Ursula Vernon. So jackalopes are mythical creatures of the American Wild West, and they are basically horned rabbits. So there's a rabbit with little mini antler horns. The title story of this collection, Jackalope Wives, is available to read for free online if you're looking for like a short story just to read for free for the Unicorn Readathon. That is a really good one. I think I've already read it twice. I'll link it below. And I should mention, because I don't have anything with explicit unicorns on the cover or in the title for this readathon, that one of the stories in this book is intriguingly called That Time with Bob and the Unicorn, and I have no idea what to expect, but that sounds amazing. Next, I have a manga, and that is going to be the 3rd volume of The Girl from the Other Side by Nagabe. This is a manga series about a little girl who is being cared for by this creature known as an outsider. The outsiders in this world are thought to be cursed. Humans stay to the inside and believe that if an outsider touches them, then they will get the curse. I'm thinking this volume might tell us more about the outsiders and the mythology of this world. I'm looking forward to it. And then the last book I have is a short kids book, and that is Comet in Moominland by Tove Jansson. This will be my first experience with Moomins, and if Moomins aren't magical creatures, I don't know what is. You guys have, no idea how excited I am to get on this Moomin bandwagon. So that is what I am planning on reading for the Unicorn Readathon. Hopefully it's not too much to handle. I would like to be able to get through all of these during the week because there are lots of other things that I want to read this month, so I don't want to have half-finished Unicorn Readathon books hanging over my head for the rest of February. I am going into the Unicorn Readathon with a bunch of half-finished books looming over my head. So the other part of this video that I wanted to do is a brief little currently reading so I can show you what I'm currently reading, because I haven't done a February TBR and I'm not gonna do one for the rest of the month until after this readathon is over. I mentioned in my last video, which was my BookTube SFF Babbles nomination ideas video for the BookTube SFF Awards, that I have 3 books that I've been trying to plow through in time to potentially nominate them. Those nominations close tomorrow, so, however far I get by tomorrow, I'm putting them aside and I'm moving on to my Unicorn Readathon reads, the first being on my Kindle, and that is Autonomous, an adult sci-fi novel by Annalee Newitz. The second being Wild Beauty, a young adult magical realism novel by McLemore. And the third being The Glass Town Game by Catherynne and Valente, a middle grade fantasy novel about the Bronte siblings. And for the record, so far I am thoroughly enjoying all three of those books. The other thing I'm reading right now that I have already sort of put aside in favor of other books, but that's okay because it's a short story collection and I can do that, is The Starlit Wood, which is an anthology of fairy tale retellings. I've gotten yay far in it, and I will pick it back up whenever I have time to, but I've been super pleased with the stories I've read in this so far. And then the only other book that I'm planning on continuing to work on throughout the Unicorn Readathon week as I read those books with magical creatures, even though this one doesn't fit the theme of the Readathon, is How to Be a Victorian, a Dawn-to-Dusk Guide to Victorian Life by Ruth Goodman. I am buddy reading this month with Maya from Maya Reads and Rachel from Kalanati. I'll link both of their channels down below. They are both wonderful if you don't already subscribe to them. And we are on a reading schedule for this of a chapter every 2 days, and that should get us through the book by the end of the month. This is, so far, and I've read the first chapter, it is super engaging because it takes you on a very, personal, granular journey of, how you would actually go about your day-to-day life if you lived in Victorian times. It's basically all those little details that never actually get mentioned, and so you're left there thinking, but how did they bathe? And it's written in a really accessible style, and there are a lot of really fun facts that you wouldn't even think to wonder about. So that was what I'm currently reading and what I'm planning on picking up over the next week. All three of us hosts will be running Twitter sprints over on the Unicorn Readathon Twitter account, so you should follow the Twitter account for the Readathon, which I'll link below. We don't have an official sprint schedule, but those will be happening throughout the week, and I hope to see you there. Anyhow, I hope you're having a nice day. That is all. Bye for now.